Ken Griffey Jr., the Kid. One of the most iconic swings, names, faces, smile in all of baseball. But it wasn't always that way. Welcome back to Forgotten Fridays, where I discuss a player, season, or moment that could get lost in MLB history. Today, we're discussing Ken Griffey Jr.'s battle with mental health. And just a content warning before we get going, this does deal with depression, suicide attempts, and self-harm. So if you're triggered by any of those things, just proceed with caution. Ken Griffey Jr.'s story seemed to have been written before it even started. He was the son of an all-star World Series champion player who he had the same name as. It seemed like he was destined to be a star. And he proved that he was at a very young age. He was drafted first overall by the Seattle Mariners at only age 17. But with the fame, success, and high draft pick came a level of pressure and expectation that many of us will never see in our lives. To be a 17-year-old kid, far away from home, away from your friends, family, and to be viewed as the future savior of a whole entire franchise, that's a lot for someone to handle. And he was also facing racism, including being called racial slurs, and he was also a kid. And he would do what kids do, and that's argue with his parents. He said in one interview, "It seemed like everyone was yelling at me in baseball. Then I came home and everyone was yelling at me there. I got depressed. I got angry. I didn't want to live." And after one bad argument with his father in January of 1988, Griffey swallowed 277 aspirin pills. Thankfully, he was brought to the hospital by his girlfriend's mother, and he was able to survive and become the person that he is today. One of the greatest players to ever live, a first ballot Hall of Famer, and by all accounts, an incredible human being. Griffey came forward with his story in 1992 to dissuade people who may have also been thinking of taking their own lives. As he said, "Don't ever try to commit suicide. I'm living proof how stupid it is." As some of you may know, June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, so take the time to check in on those close to you. A simple, "Hey, how's it going?" can really go a long way, even if somebody seems fine. And if you're struggling with mental health, depression, anxiety, or whatever it may be, please reach out for help. And just remember, you are not alone. I'll be leaving some links to some resources in either the comments section or description down below. And if you are ever in crisis, remember the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is open 24/7.